Guys, ready to start in 2 minutes?
Alright, Straight Pool Fanatics. We're at Amsterdam Billiards. Tonight we have Tony Robles, the Silent Assassin, versus Mike Yednak, even raised to 150. The match should be started very soon, about 2 minutes. So stay tuned.
happen again. It's incredible.
Something wrong with. There's something wrong with my phone. If you can share it to your web pages.
So it's up now, or?
Yeah, it's up. It's up. It's been up for a while. All right, guys, we're about to start any seconds now. I think Facebook is down or something. There's a problem with Facebook. It is streaming. It's streaming right now. It's on. Yeah, I know. You got. It's on. It's running.
Oh, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, it's up.
Oh, okay, the one that I shared? Oh, yeah. No, I'm trying to share it on my page. But thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I know.
All right, guys, looks like we're starting. We're gonna have the lag. Looks like Tony. No, Mike. Tony. Mike. Mike won. Mike is the winner of the lag. He's gonna let Tony break, and they're gonna do rack your own. So this is two pro level players, so the initial break is extremely important. Can lose the game for you. And good thing for Tony, got it absolutely perfect. Oh, so it's a breaking foul. It's going to be a -2 for Tony. And Mike has the choice of accepting or re-racking, making Tony re-rack and break again. Something tells me that he's going to make Tony break again instead of taking, yeah, that's what I thought. So we're going to do re-rack. As you can see, the 14-1 engine software handles this situation with grace, no problem. 41 engine is the software that's used to do the scoreboard that you're seeing on the screen. Very, very nice software. So I said Tony's break was perfect, except that the corner ball that he hit didn't make it to the rail. So he's going to try to do exactly the same thing, but with a little more speed, just a little more. And that should be, this time it's perfect. Yeah, this one is really nice. So you can see that Mike has absolutely nothing, and he's up on the rail with a tough safety. He has to feather one of the two corners, or he can try to do a heads-on hit, but these are very dangerous. So he's going to feather like on the right side. That's way too thick. And he freed the one ball, and Tony will be able to start a run. I say that, but you still have to do the one ball. That's a full. That's a shot, the full length of the table, so it's not. Tony, even if he's a top pro player, it's not guaranteed to make this shot. He doesn't have bionic eyes. And that's a miss. Mike Yednak is going to get the first run at the table. Let's see how he does. think his immediate concern is to re-break. There's only 4 ball extracted from the pack, so he doesn't have much time to waste. He's gonna move forward here and re-break right away with the 7, I think. Yeah, he's re-breaking now. Doesn't have any safety ball here. And he missed the ball. Wow. I think that's why he missed the ball. He tried to put a lot of spin to get out of the bottom of the table. And now Tony's solidly in control. This rack is really easy now. Now that Mike opened it. You see Tony's taking his time. Still 1 or 2 things to negotiate. The 1 and the 5 in the middle looks like they don't go anywhere, so he's gonna have to run into them, I think. No, actually the 1 goes in the right corner, so yeah, it's a fairly easy rack. Doesn't have a good break ball though. Let's see if he pushes 1 ball into a better break position. He probably already has a plan to do that, in my opinion. At the limit, he can break with the 8 ball, but it's right at the corner and bad things can happen. So yeah, there you go. He pushed the 5 into a break position. I think he had that plan since the very beginning, before he did the first ball. I think I would finish with the 4 at the top and then the 15. 15 being the key ball. At some point, he's gonna have to go up to do the 4, and since the 15 is in the position that it is in front of the side pocket, I think he might as well finish with those 2 balls, 4 and 15. Let's see if I'm right for once. No, he's going for the 4 now. Wrong again. Okay, I was still partially right. The 15 is gonna be the key ball. Okay, current score 11-1 for Tony. The 2 points missing is because of Tony's breaking foul at the beginning. And we already won. We already have one miss on each side. Perfect break shot for Tony. I think I would hit that center ball, maybe with a little bit of draw. And Tony is gonna put a lot of spin to the left. Not too sure why he did that. He sent the cue ball into a spin to get back into the stack after it hits. I mean, but whenever I disagree with what Tony or Mike do, it's more likely that they are right. So yeah, make this a disclaimer about the commentary. The 6 ball is inside the triangle, so once again he got a very good break. I mean, the balls are very well spread out, but he doesn't have a good break ball. Again, he should come up with a plan, or probably already has a plan to create one. Other than that, he has to fix this 2-4 problem in the bottom right corner. And that's the two things he has to attend to, like creating a good break ball and tearing apart that 2-ball cluster 2 and 14. I think he tried to do it right there, but instead he created a second problem. Actually, no, it's not a problem. The 10-ball goes, but yeah, I think they both goes. But now he has a little more work. I really think he wanted to fix the 214 problem now. Doesn't have much time left to get to these balls now. And that's a mistake. I think he wanted to have shape on the 3-ball here. Now he has a shot across the table, and that's missable. Okay, it was good for this ball, but time is kind of running out. Thank you, sir. Okay, so Tony played his last. I mean, he did what he could with what he had, and final result is not too good. Decided to play safe. His run is going to end on the 24. Good first presence for Tony. I'm sure Mike Yednak is pretty happy to come back at the table with a deficit of only 21 balls. Uh, Amazing shot by Mike Yednak. That was not easy. First shot when you come back at the table. Yeah, like I was saying, if you watch this stream often, you know that Tony runs 40, 50, 100 balls on a regular basis. So for Mike to come back at the table with only 21 ball deficit is pretty big. Even though it looks like he won't be able to continue his run because he inherited the bad situation that Tony left him. Right, so Tony's gonna have a one rail break shot. These are weak and they very often don't yield a good result, but it's better than nothing. I would say it's maybe 60% to make this ball hit the cluster hard enough and split enough ball to start a run. Maybe 65, 70% maybe at best. Very often the cue ball is just going to marry the triangle, stay there. Actually 14 is a little low for that to happen. That's another thing that can happen. He lost the cue ball up the table. He's gonna have a long shot across the table. One of these shots that you sometimes miss. No, Dell, I said 60, between 60 and 70% to be able to continue his run here. I didn't say 90. Okay, so it looks like we have streaming problems. I don't think it's on my side. Everything looks right. Not sure what Tony's thinking about here. I mean, he has to take this rebreak now. 3 ball in the cluster. Has to hit hard. Doesn't have a lot of angle. He's probably thinking what spin he was going to put on the ball, I guess. He got enough relief to continue. Yeah. I think he has to take the 4 at the bottom of the table now and put an inside spin to hit the middle cluster. I don't see anything else. The 2 ball doesn't lead to anything. So yeah, that's what he's doing. Inside spin on the 4 ball. Has to hit the cluster. Good job. Perfect. Yeah, there's still a lot of traffic. These 4 balls and on the right side are all obstructing each other. The 6 ball is a decent break ball, so at least he doesn't have to worry too much about that. So now I guess he's gonna try to push the 12 ball 1 rail. He's also going to hit the 7 ball if he sends the cue ball on the 12, so it's a little difficult to guess where all those balls are gonna end up. You don't want to create a problem at this stage of the rack. Things have to land free and clear here. And decided to play soft on the 12. I think he's going to have to send the cue ball flying 3 rails off the table now. He has a 10 reverse cut on the 8 ball. So that looks like 3 rails to me. One, two, three. Okay, not bad. He has the 15. So he's going to do the 7-12 now. Use the 2 as the break ball. Good enough. I don't think that this is what Tony wanted. Wanted to be much straighter on that 2 ball. Now he's gonna have to go back and forth. And he's landing perfect, folks. Nothing less than perfect. Wow. So this is very similar to the last break shot he had. If you remember, I said that I was expecting him to play center ball. He put outside spin. And that I understand, but I don't understand why he played with the follow. Let's see if he does it again. Yes, outside spin with a follow. This time he hit the top of the of the triangle, though. So in this case, that makes sense. If you put a follow to keep the cue ball down the table. The other shot also made sense. What I mean is that I don't understand the last shot when he put outside follow on when he was going to hit the middle of the triangle. This shot I understand why he put follow. I think Tony missed his mark here. He looks a little unhappy. Right now he's waiting for the other table, for the player on the other table to clear, but his facial expression tells me that this is not what he was planning. Or maybe it was. Not sure. So if you look at the five ball cluster near the middle, they all go in a specific pocket if you do them in the right order. That's one option. The other option is do some demolition. Tony has the choice between being a surgeon or a demolition expert. Looks like he's gonna practice the surgery. 2-5 and then go on the other side. Maybe keep the 8 as the break ball. And came up a little short here. I think he's gonna have to run into something now. Okay, still in good shape, but I think the one ball goes in the side pocket. Yeah, it's not ideal now. He has to remove the one ball somehow. You could choose to take the combo and keep the 13 as the break ball. Or you could try to do one ball in the side pocket, but you should decide that now. You should make a plan now. Because there's not that much time left to make everything right. I'm not sure what he's doing yet. 15 in the corner, okay. Then maybe he's gonna do the 9. Stop shot on the 13, which lands him on the one ball. That's one way of doing things. It's going up and down. For some reason he wants to take care of this now. I'm not sure why. I mean, the one is the bigger problem here. I mean, those two balls, they were going in the corner, so I think he missed a very good occasion to get straight on the 13 and do the one ball after. But I'm sure you remember my disclaimer. If the commentator disagree with the player's choices, the player should be considered correct. Okay, Tony was able to calculate exactly the stop shot to hit the one ball perfectly, to be straight on it. Actually, he has a little angle on the wrong side, so he's gonna have to come up with some magic to land in a break shot position. Inside spin, that's perfect, and that's around 30 now for Tony Robles. He already has a 24, that was a 30. Let's look at the stats. Offensive play index 939, 54 shots. Pretty nice, really nice. Middle ball, outside spin, missed the ball. Mike chose this moment to take a short break. So I'll put on the stats. So we have 2 misses on each side at this point. Tony lost control one more time before, but that was a safety, so you see that in the stats, smooth end of run. 1 and 2, it means that Tony missed one time, and that time where he played safe at the end of his run, that's a smooth end of run, so 1 and 2. And Mike missed twice, so smooth end of run, 0 out of 2. I see safety success 1 and 1 for Mike. I don't remember when he played safe. At the beginning. Oh yes, at the beginning he did he feathered the corner ball, offered the one ball to Tony, but he missed it. So that's considered a safety success. If the player misses the ball, it means you offered the player something that he can miss. He did miss it, so it's counted as a safety success. I see safety success 2 out of 3 for Tony. That might be an error. I cannot remember Tony playing safe at Mike. Oh yes, when Mike did the tin cut. So that's 1 failed safety for Tony. So the stats are all right. Cannot see it on the screen, but Mike is adjusting his sleeves and he is ready. We're coming back to the match. So Mike should have already an exact plan to get to the center cluster. There's no surgery to be practiced there. He's gonna have to run into it, and it should happen as part of an exact plan. He has not made it obvious yet what's his plan to re-break. Taking the 14 now. He's taking the 8, not sure what his next ball is. Alright, so now we know it's going to take the 11 and re-break with the 2 ball. Right, Mike? Looking at something else though. the 7 ball. Yeah, the 7 ball was kind of in the way if he was to rebreak with the 2 ball, but he's really going to hit the art of the cluster this way. It's much better. But he missed, and he doesn't understand why. Yeah, Mike blew up another chance at the table here. Yeah, if you know Tony Robles, Mike is looking at maybe 1 or 2 more chances at the table, maximum 3. And I would say that maybe 10% of the time he's not coming back at the table now. That would be it for him. Not nice, Flacco. I wish you had not put that there. So after the last 2 misses by Mike, Tony's confidence is gonna grow here because he's far ahead now. I do these streams on a regular basis, and I would have to say that the further ahead Tony is, the better he plays usually. Okay, that's a total gift by Tony. Just to make me lie, Tony started to play a little fast, a little nonchalant. Was a little careless on that last shot, and Mike is back at the table. And he has to put in a little run here if he wants to keep his chances of winning alive. I mean, he cannot. He has to get through this rack and put a little bit of pressure on Tony. Fortunately, he was frozen on the 11. He didn't really miss here. He tried to spin it because he couldn't see the 13. It didn't work. And Tony's right back at the table. I say that, but he did mess up his position on the shot before, though. He did not end it on that spot by just by bad luck. Okay, that was the last problem left. Now Tony has a very nice break ball, the 8 ball, and a decent 10 ball. I think is going to be the key ball. He doesn't have a good ball to get up there, but that's the big problem. He has a certain margin of error. Might end up taking the 10 ball in the left corner instead of on the side pocket. He's gonna draw a little. Let's see if he accepts the slightly long shot or he goes back and forth. It was straight. That's not how I was seeing things from here, but it was completely straight. So, all right, let's go to the stats. Tony's offensive play index took a hit with the 2 misses in the last rack, so he's down to 874. Mike has 4 misses now. Okay, the rack is ready. So a lot of draw, a little bit of outside. And a control break this time. So there's a lot of science behind these decisions of how what spin to put on the cue ball and what speed to play. And I think Tony is one of the absolute best in that. If you think the best player in the world of street pool is, you could say, is Thorsten Ullman, and he always smash the rack. The problem with this is so he gets almost always a good result, but once in a while he scratches. I think that the way that Tony approaches that, and to have a very detailed set of rules of where to hit, how to spin, and how fast to hit, is probably a little superior to Thorsten Ullman's approach of always smashing. You see, yeah, I think he has to go in the cluster now, even though he doesn't have a lot of angle. Yep. So he could afford to do that because there was the 11 ball on the right side as the safety ball. He could have ended up behind the 5 ball, but it was a very small risk. Ouch. Again, Tony was a little bit careless on that shot. So if you look at Tony had a couple of bad misses recently, so maybe the tide is turning. If it does, it means that Mike's slow start is officially over. He has to put some beads on his side. If you look right now, this is not a difficult finish. The 6 is a perfect, well, not perfect, but it's a very good break ball. He has a very good key ball. Ouch. He's a little imprecise again here. Maybe it's going to affect his confidence even more. Okay, so it looks like he managed to get out of this one. Okay, offensive play index. Tony is down to 849 now because of his last 3 misses. They have 4 misses each at this point. Average shot time 18 seconds for Tony. That's a little faster than usual, which may means that he's a little careless tonight, or a little less careful that he is usually. Maybe. It's a very good break for Mike. He has a shot. The rack is wide open. A little bit of traffic, but in good shape. So if there are amateurs watching, people from the silver division, one advice I can give them, an error that I see you guys making again and again is not going to work early enough. So after the break, or if you get to the table, the balls are open, and start pocketing table, start pocketing balls, and not attacking the problems right away. Something that you should do. Like right now, Mike should have a plan to get to the 10 ball and 1 ball. Unless he plans to make the combo, which is not a bad choice. Problem is that no combos are easy. Some combos are easy, but it's this one is not 100%. That's missable. Not too often, but I would like to see Mike run into this now, the 10-1, the 10-1 balls, so that he doesn't have to take a combo later. Nope. Okay, well, it's still there. He's practicing a good surgery, but I keep looking at that 10-1 and I know it's not a difficult combo, but okay, so it looks like we'll never more know about the combo because Mike missed this 5 ball on the side pocket. Yeah, again, it's a bad miss. There's no specific reason why a player's level would miss that. I think it's officially a very bad night for Mike. And like I said, the combo, it was not that easy.
Hey, baby, how are you?
Little problem here. Mike has too much angle on this 10 ball to end up good on the, and he made me lie right there. I was going to say cannot stay for the 9, but he find a way to spin the cue ball and stay. And he's perfect now. Wow. Mike's break was good, except maybe send the cue ball a little too close to the bottom pocket, and he got a back kick. Send the cue ball back into the pocket. So it was kind of unlucky here. There's really no reason why there would be an object ball that would push the cue ball perfect into the pocket. On a break shot, the cue ball can always be kicked in a pocket, but you can reduce the probability that this will happen by keeping the cue ball far from those pockets. So it has to be kicked a longer distance, more precisely to scratch, and it's going to happen less often. You're not playing?
No.
You're done already? Oh yeah, you started at 6. Yeah, but the guy only gets here at 10. He has a class every week that he's supposed to play a freaking clown. Emmy. Troy is asking, when is Tony's next clinic? I'm gonna ask Tony after the match. I think Tony's taking a long time here. He's trying to figure out a way to get to the problem that he's on the right side of the table, the 2 and the 15. I predict he's gonna opt to run and no, I'm already proven wrong. I was going to say something, but he's doing something else. Actually, he can cut the 2 in the corner without touching the 15, so yeah, but it's gonna be the last 2 ball he does before the key ball. So that's really not ideal. Ouch. Okay, so players have traded a couple of misses in the last 3 matches, so Both players are not playing their usual speed, so I would say anything is possible at this point. If Mike finds his game, he can totally win this. That was a really nice shot. Wasn't easy to get get a good position on that 15. Really nice. It's gonna spin inside, I think. Go one rail, spin inside. Yeah. And he's gonna end up perfect. Okay, that was a nice finish by Mike. That was a really nice break. He perfectly controlled the cue ball. He did that at control speed, and he got rewarded by a immediate re-break. If you notice, he didn't have a good safety ball here. He went for it anyway, and I think that's fine. That really stops me. Yeah, Felicity, I think I know what you're talking about. Probably the craziest, the strangest thing is when on the break shot, looks like the cue ball was going up the table, spinning perfectly safe, and it curved at the last second and ended up in the pocket. There's a lot of misses. They have like 6 or 7 bad misses in the last 4 rounds. No bad. At least Tony put a few runs in. So he's ahead. Mike is I run is 15 so far.
He's had some good break shots too. I don't have the match.
Yes, yes. It looked like a divine intervention.
You gonna stream our match next week?
Maybe.
Put it on video.
I will.
Bring the equipment at least. That way we can watch it.
I will. See you. So Daniel McGovern just came and issued a challenge. We should put our match next week on video. Daniel McGovern thinks he's above me now, but next week I'll prove him that I still have the edge over that. Sorry? I mean, you can still do it. I mean, you can redeem yourself still. It's not over.
One.
Huh?
Strong redemption. 1, 1, 1, 5, 1.
Mike came to share his pain with us. So Tony has been missing a lot also those last 4 racks, so I still maintain that it's totally possible for Mike to win this if he finds his game. So Chris Carp, you got 100 and Daniel, you will... Yeah? I might want to take that bet, Chris. Uh, Felicity Schmidt, do you have any updates on when it will be possible to see the 626 of John? I would be ready to pay X dollars to buy it and watch it online. Also like to attend a viewing session in New York, as there's one. I know these have happened a few times already, private session where you can watch the 626. If there's one in New York, I would be interested. Chris, I didn't say deal. You know, I said I might be interested. I don't want to talk about gambling on the stream, so I'll see you Thursday. Our 9-ball teams play, so I'll see you Thursday. Is there going to be one in New York at some point, Felicity? Okay, players are back. I'm gonna start the timer for Tony. Okay, I will. I feel both players took another break, because they're a little embarrassed by what happened as last 4 or 5 racks. Thanks for that information, Felicity. I'm sure you can see that Tony has a lot of work left here. I think he's gonna try to do a surgery here. He landed on the wrong side of the 15, so it's no longer an option. It's going down the table, and I don't see how he can come back easily. The 6. He's gonna try to stay for the side pocket. No, 2 rails. Yeah, that was very difficult. I think he has to play safe here. We don't see anything. One thing you could do is feather the 14 on the left side and hope that the 6-14 are still going to be blocking each other after. Oh my god, he tried a combo. I think he tried a combo, so I'm gonna put in a miss for 20 here. Mike continues to be off his game. Tony's right back at the table. Okay, let's look at the stats. Tony's offensive play index took a big hit. Is below 800 now, but 798 is still decent. Mike's at 527, which is kind of low. 7 misses for Tony, 8 for Mike. Smooth end of run, 1 in 7 for Tony, 0 in 7 for Mike. That's really bad. Mike is shooting as 15 seconds per shot. That's on the fast side for sure. I expect Tony to try to break with that 14. He's going to rail though. Instead of going straight, he's going to rails. And I think he has a combo. Yes. It's like a reverse combo that you miss a good 50% of the time. Is he going for it? He is. Just thinking about this a little more. He has a bunch of safety options. He doesn't have to take this shot. He can put the cue ball up the table and absolutely have the upper hand on Mike on the safety battle. If he does go up the table, he should move the 12 because I believe that the 5-12 are wired for the corner, for the 12 in the corner. So he decides to play safe up the table, should be off the 12th ball. Even in the gold division, my opponents very often they don't look during the safety battle. They don't look if they are dead balls or if sometimes if a dead ball was not just created by the last safety. This is a mistake I used to do a lot. I rarely make it now. Oh my God, he's going for the combo. No, he did try to bank it, and that's another miss for Tony.
It says 150. It says 150.
I think the bank was a little difficult because the 8 ball was slightly in the way.
Play safe, right? No, I didn't want to hit it. I pocketed the ball. I wanted to hit it soft.
I don't want to say it was a bad shot because if you're confident enough on those bank shots, you should take them. If it's going to keep you at the table with control.
I wanted to play safe on it, but I hit it too hard, so then I had no choice. Yeah, I wanted to hit it soft, so then I could hit the side of the rack. The side of the
He's
rack.
going to re-break here. And he's going to make the ball, get some relief.
Stick on the side. But my plan wasn't to play safe on the top of the rack. I wanted to leave it on the side and go on the side. I hit it too hard.
Wow, I hope he has the 12. Okay, he has a 7 in the side pocket. For a second, it looked like he might have no shot. He has to choose his next shot carefully. There's a lot of traffic here. Can get 3 now. 13 next, maybe. It looks like the 1 is the next ball. That was a really nice shot. He hustled the cue ball into a position to solve the last problem. 9-13 interfering each other. So he has everything now. Good break ball, good key ball. I think the 9 ball is going to end up being his key ball. That would be Mike's break ball. Any changes? I don't don't know if he changed his plan or he was planning to have the 9 as the break ball all along, but I feel the 9 is a little high to be a good break ball. I mean, for sure he can hit the triangle, he can hit the stack, but it's gonna be a weak break. Again, from where I stand, it's not easy to see the angles, but looks like he's gonna have to play soft here and put a lot of follow if you want to hit the side of the triangle. You cannot power break here. That's what I thought. I mean, he had to play soft here. The good news is that he's above the stack. I consider this an intentional foul by Mike. According to my board, Tony is not on a foul right now, so he's definitely not. The last time he was at the table, he missed the bank shot. That was a legal shot, so Tony has absolutely the upper end right now in this safety battle. And you see, he took an intentional of his own. Send the cue ball up the table to make things as difficult for Mike as possible. Looks like Mike wants to go for the 2-ball. It is possible to cut that in, but I'm not sure it's 50% success. Probably lower than 50%, even for a player of Mike's level. Boom. So Mike took his chances and he's back at the table. With control. Should be able to negotiate this. There's enough ball extracted. There's many ways to attack this. He should be able to run this out and get a break shot on the 7 probably. And Mike cannot explain himself why he's missing all these shots. I mean, it was not the super easy shots, but there's no reason to miss here. There was no difficult position to obtain. I mean, this was just a pure follow, slow follow. Really nice speed kill shot by Tony to prevent the cue ball from going off the table. Thank you, Troy. We appreciate the compliment. If I allow myself a religious reference, I would say that Amsterdam is the mecca of street pool. All right, the score is 112 to 51. Tony still has a decent offensive play index, 794. As a comparison, in the final a couple of weeks ago, Steve Lipsky ran 918. I believe that was the best performance recorded by the software. All right, Tony made 2 balls on that break shot. He didn't get a very good spread. There's a lot of traffic right now. I see 2 possible shots right now. The one in the corner and of the table and the 8. Ah, that was the third one. The 11. I didn't see that one. Okay. So Tony's taking a pause here because it's not. That's not easy what he has in front of him right now. Can he do the 5 here? I think so, looks like it. So we're at Amsterdam, the pockets are pretty generous, so even if he cannot send it in the center pocket, he can play soft and yeah. I was going to say he can play soft, hit the short rail first and still make the ball, but he did not even need to do that. So he solved the first traffic region on the bottom of the table. Now its attention is going to turn to the left side of the table. So you can see those four balls are all obstructing each other. At the very limit, I think the three goes in the corner, but that would send the cue ball flying around, and that's not the way that Tony plays. And that's what he's thinking of right now. He's not thinking about the four balls on the right side of the table. He's thinking of how he's going to attack those four balls on the left side of the table. Of course, if it was me, I would just be happy to send the cue ball in there and run my chances. But Tony likes to reduce the risk to a minimum, and I think he did that just now by getting position in the 10 in the corner. So if you notice, there's not as much risk as you might think here, because if he plays a little faster, he's going to push the 13, get a shot on the 3, or maybe the 12 at the top. So at the angle that he sent the cue ball, I think he was guaranteed a shot on one of those four balls. It's looking very nice now. I think he wanted to have a position for the one in the top right corner, and he underdid it. And I think he's good. Yep. Stop shot, break shot. It doesn't fit. There's 3 pin. That was not the intended result. I'm not sure what happened there, but probably Tony didn't hit the ball he thought he was going to hit in the rack. Or maybe he unintentionally gave himself a bad rack. That's the other possibility, but I can promise you he expected something much better spread than that. I think he can go 7-6 and use the 9 to re-break. I think so. I think that's what he's doing. He managed to stay 46 barely. So either the 9 or the 8, whatever he likes. Probably the 8 is better. He's taking the 9. Interesting. I thought he would have got a better spread with the 8 ball. With the 8 ball, I think he was going in the art of the cluster. Might be another reason why he decided not to take the 8 ball. Maybe he only had a partial pocket. Maybe it was obstructed by the 9 ball. It was kind of easy to see that most of the energy was going to be wasted on the 4. about that for cue ball control? Perfect. Look at that, folks. He left himself one last problem on the right side. He might be forced to take the combo. And speaking of the devil, I see Torsten Ullman just walked in. She looked just above the table, that's his legs. And now he's leaving. I agree, Phil. The way that Tony came back down the table to get the position to re-break with the 8 ball, that was very impressive. I think he was hoping to get a break ball out of this 12 ball. It didn't happen, so he has to take the 14 now for the break. Yeah, he left the cue ball inside the triangle. Well, actually, that was his plan all along, to re-break with the 14, leave the cue ball inside. I don't think I'm going to take back what I said. He wasn't hoping for anything with this other ball. Okay, Tony is already ready for the re-break. Only needs 10 balls, so if he gets a good break here, it's over. Yeah, that should be it. Tony wasn't sure he had his 8 ball, and he chose this moment to try to free 1 or 2 more balls. I think he was successful. Can take the 12 now. And then the 5 next. I think that would do it. No, I think the 7 is blocking the file, so that's not an option, what I just said. Okay, so he accepted the combo, so that gives him the ball he needs. according to my count, he only needs 3 now. And somehow he left himself in an awkward position. I think the best solution is just to draw and take the 6 next. Okay, he had a little angle, so he was fine. So that's it. That's it, yeah. Okay, Tony Robles is the winner. Tony 150 to 51 over Mike Yednak. There were some good stretches on this match. Let's look at the final stats. Tony still has a 49 and a 30. I mean, it's I know we're all used to watch him run more than that, but that's still pretty good. Offensive play index 840. Yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. I hope you appreciate it. And we'll be streaming again this season. There's Mika Imonen in the league with us this season. We definitely want to stream him at least one time during the regular season. And he's probably gonna be in the final also. I don't want to assume anything, but I think that's very likely. We're gonna have a final with Mika Imonen in it. So yeah, come back to this channel, Sean Alaska Morgan. Watch out for announcements, and you straight pool fanatics are going to get your dose of your favorite drug. So thanks for watching again, and good night.